Morning, everyone. Radio, thank you for that host. Good morning to you too. Hey, that's what it's there for, man. Anytime you come in, you're more than welcome to drop that. So yeah, last night, Radio, when everyone logged off, we ended up playing a little bit of Fortnite. It was different. I played 2 games of 50v50, and then I got into Playground with Derek and Lisa and Diaz. So yeah, that was interesting. Alright, I'll make sure to send out some tweets about that too. Or if you send out a tweet, I'll definitely retweet it and try to tag some Team Ponage members in it. So yeah, last night's Fortnite deal. Yeah, it was fun. I think I'm still more of a. I tried 2 different setups for the building and couldn't really get it. Yeah, definitely. If you send out a tweet or something, I'll make sure to retweet it with the. And I'll tag a few Team Ponage members too that That way, possibly they'll retweet it and we'll get it out there. Especially Mama Reid, she does fundraisers for autism also, so. Everyone just coming in, welcome to the channel. We're just shooting the breeze for a few minutes while I let people come in. Oh, I will. And thank you, Radio. And like I said, man, get a tweet out there and I can retweet and I'll even tweet also. We'll see if we can't hit that goal for you tonight. Excuse me, guys. Good morning, Big Dog. How you feeling today? Man Cave, thank you for that host. Alright guys, I am going to blue screen for just one moment so I can get the chat off the side of the screen, and then we will get ready to get started. Big Dog, thank you for that host. Alright, we're back. And today, guys, I am extending Taco Tuesday, mainly because I didn't go and switch it before I started the stream, and I didn't want to stop it, just go switch it. So, yeah, guys, for every 10 minutes you're in the channel today, you'll get 10 tacos instead of 5. Oh, I'm good. It didn't get any better at all. Diaz, thank you for that host, and good morning. Big Dog, I think I still need to add some tacos to your account. I don't think I ever did. I have the note right here. Hmm. Oh, I don't want to go out that way. It can't rain all the time. Concerning the recruitment of new boys in Whitechapel, I think I found one. Albie. He's as stupid as a stool, but tough. I asked him to prove to me he could get some drugs from the black market, and he delivered quickly and nicely. Next time we meet, I'll tell him he's accepted as a wet boots boy, and he must now meet the bossers to get his orders.
I'm sure Albert would like to know he's been accepted by the wet boot boys.
Wah, wah, wah. Oh, Frankie from is that the dog from Frasier? Oh, you go back August 6th, Diaz? Big dog with the one biddy. Big dog, thank you for that. Well, there you go. Now, I don't know if you answered the question, Frankie. Is that the... Was that the dog from Frasier? Let me see if he answered it.
It's locked, all right.
Well, how am I supposed to get to him? Is there a hole in the roof? Of course there's a hole in the roof. Mr. Bates must stop for months, for years, maybe. Cadigan Bates has exploded us. Mr. Bates must stop. If we had more money or proper jobs, we would never rent any of his extortionate flats. We all know what revolting solution he proposes to the women who can't pay the weekly rent. Mr. Bates must stop. Let's meet him together soon and demand immediate change. Check Twitter. Alright, big dog.
What happened? Who are you?
It's all right, sir. You're safe now.
Oh, a fellow Englishman. Thank you, sir. For a moment, I thought those bloody heathens had killed me.
What are you doing here? This place is not safe.
Yeah, it's a cesspool, but it's mine. I came to collect some overdue rent, but those who still live here have gone completely bonkers.
You're very lucky to be alive.
Yeah, filthy immigrants. Fucking savages, every one of them. And now with this bloody fever, they're just animals.
You can find safety of sorts in Whitechapel. If you're quick and cautious, you'll be able to avoid the savages. You had better return to Whitechapel without delay. It will be safer there.
Safety isn't really an issue in Whitechapel, because you never are. Never have been. The old place is falling to pieces. But thank you for the advice, sir.
Alright, I must have to wait until we go to Whitechapel.
This is despicable.
Everyone just coming in, welcome to Wolfpool Gaming. Oh, I remember this house. So yeah, in yesterday's stream, we got beat up pretty good by Dolores, so now I'm just trying to do some side quests to level up. And then we'll go try to take on Dolores again. Yeah, I'm gonna play a little bit tonight. I don't think I'll play a full 3 hours, but I'll definitely be in there to support radio for a little bit. And then I might switch games, but I'll stay in the party and chat with you guys.
Bloody monster! Leeches!
Oh. Oh yeah? That's awesome, Diaz. Oh, he only streams the 1 day a week? He works and he has a baby, so the only day he gets to do stuff is Wednesdays. Huh.
I have this thirst for blood.
We're gonna leave that sewer beast alone, even though I know I could take him out. You want pizza? Miss Jones, thank you for that host. Oh, you didn't get any sleep last night? Alright, Diaz, man, get some sleep, man. Man, yeah, I'll be on tonight. Oh, that's fine, man. I'm pretty sure I've been here before. Alright, so right now I'm trying to find this one woman so I can give her the medicine for a cold. And I can't seem to find her. Finding all kinds of stuff now. Did she see me? Is there anything important there, maybe? Nothing. She was just chilling here.
Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems, as long as you have the money. Come on, where you at?
This is despicable. I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable.
There she is.
Good evening, Zhao Shu.
Wang Shanghao, Dr. Reid. It's good to see you again.
How do you feel? Physically speaking, I mean.
I don't feel good, Dr. Reid. Not at all.
You should recover quickly after taking this.
Thank you, Doctor.
I think I've already asked her everything.
Goodbye for now. I cannot enter. How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now piss off.
I found the recruiter you were expecting. He's dead, but he carried a note. The Wet Boot Boys have accepted your application.
I knew it! I told you I was tough enough. I'll be free soon.
This note was found on a dead man, Albert. If that doesn't change your mind, then you must be ready to face the risks.
You're all fancy words, none of which concern me. Go worry about someone else. I'm fine and I have a future here.
Goodbye, young man. Good evening, Benjamin. Can I help you?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Reid.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now.
This is my territory.
There's one of them! Watch yourselves! Filthy piece of shit!
I have this thirst for blood.
Stupid newborn! You're bleeding! You cannot win this!
Damn it. What the? I can't even see what's going on.
Gotcha! You're mine! Your prey is mine now!
Hello, sir. Sorry to disturb you at this hour. I'm a doctor inquiring about the epidemic. May I come in?
A doctor, you say? No, thank you.
It cannot be safe for a blind man to live here alone. Let me enter, sir. I swear I mean you no harm.
Well, a voice never lies, and yours clearly is the voice of a gentleman. All right, Doctor, come on in. Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool.
My dear brother, this is an apology letter you'll never read, for you've lost your sight because of me. I know you hate me for what I did, even if you never say so. We don't talk much in the Swanborough family, do we? So to clear my conscience, this is my bravest gesture toward you, to write you this letter, and to leave it in your laboratory. If you ever find it and ask about it, I'll read it to you. If someone else reads it, well, as I wrote above, this is my bravest gesture. So Mason, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I did and for what the hell you've been thrown into. I'm sorry you're now a blind man trying to find a meaning to your useless life. If I could change one thing, only one thing in my miserable life, it would be that what happened 1 year ago. I swear it, Mason. If I could give my eyes for you to see again, I would, but it does not work that way, does it? So please, brother, forgive me, Loretta.
What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour?
It's locked.
What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour? Tell me, how do you see the world these days? So what is the name of my nocturnal visitor?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. As I already explained to you, I'm inquiring about the epidemic.
Dr. Reid? The eminent surgeon? My God, I'd never have expected a brilliant physician like you to knock on my door.
You flatter me, sir.
No, sir, I am flattered. I read all your work when I still had my sight. I loved it. I'm Mason Swanborough, by the way.
Why does your sister feel so guilty about what happened to you?
Because she knows I'll never forgive what she did to me.
You run an illegal business with someone you hate?
I don't hate my sister. She looks after me, we have a good time. But I'm just not ready to forgive her.
And what else have you learned about me, Mr. Swanborough?
I know you assisted Professor Carell in France, and that you invented a new blood transfusion method based on his work.
Yes. Those were frustrating but exciting days. I loved it.
Yes, the thrill of research and discovery. This is what drives people like us, Dr. Reid. Oh, how I envy you.
Does someone take care of you in this isolated place?
My sister Loretta and I have our daily routine. Every morning and evening she comes by so we can talk and eat. Then she leaves and I stay.
Do you not appreciate your sister's visits?
Loretta is the best and worst thing that happened to me, and I believe she could say the same thing about me.
Where does your sister go?
Well, let's just say, she earns enough money for us both.
What's so amusing about that?
I won't hide the truth from you. Loretta sells a fake miracle elixir to the sick people of Whitechapel.
How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
I hear them hissing and scratching at my door every night. The sick made mad by the fever. But these walls are thick, and my lock is solid.
Do you know Braille, Mr. Swanborough?
I'm no expert, but I learned it in my spare time, yes. Why?
I found a strange document entitled Cure for Blindness. It's written in Braille, so I thought perhaps it was yours.
Really? Is that some kind of sick joke? Let me see.
Here it is.
This letter seems authentic. And it actually refers to an experimental cure for blindness. You have piqued my interest, Dr. Reid.
Could it be of any use to you?
No. This page is just a part of a larger diary. I'd be glad if you could find the other pages.
Goodbye, Mr. Swanborough. I'll leave you now.
What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour?
Okay, so there's 4 other pages, well, 3 other. Hey, Nightmare Queen Bee, how are you? I'm doing alright. Oh, it's going good. Just doing some side quests right now. So how have you been, lady?
Mr. Swanborough.
Is it you, Dr. Reid? Please come in. What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour? What can I do for you, Doctor?
You seem unwell, sir. Do you need my assistance?
Actually, I feel worse than usual. Can you give me something?
Yes. I can give you a little something that has been proven effective.
Thank you, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mr. Swanborough. I'll leave you now.
Tell me, how do you see the world these days?
Oh yeah? So yeah, I just found out today my PSN expires next Sunday. So I need to try to come up with the money for that. So I'm probably going to start a little donation goal for that.
This is despicable. I can't believe I'm doing this.
It's an adult gaming community, lady. They do have a stream team that I'm part of, but mainly it's just a group of people who like to hang out and talk games and just whatever. A real nice group of people. What did one ocean say to the other? Nothing. They just waved. Can you see what I did there? I'm sure you did, but don't worry, I'm not being a beach. Oh god, lava.
Over there!
Oh boy. Ouch. Excuse me, guys.
This man's far too old to be Samuel. No. By the look of his clothes, this man's a docker.
Excuse me, guys.
Samuel isn't here. I had better follow the blood trail.
Yeah, didn't mean to do that.
It's locked, all right. As I feared, Samuel no longer preaches the good word.
Oh. Father Whitaker is so righteous and so full of compassion and love for the suffering ones. His words are all the city needs. Tonight I gave him all I had, my strength, my faith, my wealth, and if it's not enough, I know where to find more. October 12th. October 17th. Father Whitaker and I went to an abandoned house near St. Mary's Church. It was awful and smelly place. It was an awful and smelly place. Rats were disputing the rooms to the last remaining residents of the decrepit flats. Most of them were sick, awful odors. On the last floor, Father Whitaker found an old man lying on a dirty mattress, coughing and spitting blood in a wooden bowl. Father Whitaker knelt before him and prayed a long time. The man seemed to feel better. Then we both helped him find the light. I cried then, and I cried now as I write these lines, for I've never seen a soul so relieved, finally redeemed. Father Whitaker is a saint. If it's not presumptuous nor a simple expression of pride, I wish I'll be able to save as many souls as he does, for it's a real privilege to witness such miracles. Now getting out of here is gonna be real fun. Find my way out. Well, that was easy.
He's mine! I'll take it! Remember your... That leech is fast! He's dead!
Yeah, won't be needing that anymore. Yeah, we'll go this way. I think it may not be faster, but it'd be easier than trying to go back to the cemetery.
This one's mine! Fuck, he's dead!
So, lady, you gonna be streaming today? You don't know yet? Well, if you do, I'll definitely try to stop in.
I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable.
You are...
Good evening, Mr. Whitaker.
It's Father Whitaker, my son. So...
Alright,
you
lady.
still lost in your rational delusions?
I'm sorry to hear you haven't been feeling good.
Why did you send Samuel to the cemetery, Tobias? What did you see there?
I sent him on a vision. A dream of a dreadful and laughing queen covered with blood. Sleeping with the dead, and feeding on the fear of the dying.
A laughing queen dressed in blood. Tell me more.
This epidemic is her feast, the announcement of her return. Against her, science is no more than a child's toy.
But who is she?
She is the mother of harlots and abomination of the earth. She is Babylon, drunk on the blood of the saints.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Why did you send Samuel to the...
I sent...
You sent a man to die because of a stupid vision. I have heard enough of your nonsense. Goodbye. Good evening, Mr. Whitaker.
It's far...
Tell me the reason why you despise Joseph Larrabee so much, Tobias.
A faithless shepherd is the worst criminal, for he leads his flock to the abyss by disregarding the right path. God smote this man, for he doubted.
I only met him briefly, but he seemed a dedicated man who tried to provide guidance.
Do you not believe in punishment, my son? I am not talking about the law of men. I am talking about judgment from heaven.
Normally I wouldn't do this, but if you guys... donations are not required by the channel, but they are greatly appreciated. I am actually running a small donation goal right now, so I could renew my PlayStation Network. It does expire in like 10 days, I believe. No, 12 days. And if you would like to make a donation, you can do so at the link that just popped up in the chat. Like I said, they are not required.
I believe that we are, as men, our own judges, juries, and executioners.
Armageddon is upon us, Dr. Reid. The final battle where every soul will be weighed. I'm afraid yours will burn for a long time.
Tobias Whitaker, confess why you burnt those people alive.
I have done what no one was ready to do. I will smite the flesh of the unclean to protect the righteous.
You are just another heartless murderer, exploiting the epidemic to kill with impunity.
No! No. The only way to contain the spread is to strike at the source itself. The proliferating sick.
You're not the savior of London. You're just a glorified sadist.
I take no pleasure in this awful cleansing, Dr. Reid. I am only driven by the thousands of innocents I save each night.
How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
Don't you hear the trumpets? The apocalypse is upon us, Dr. Reid. The final battle.
I have found Samuel, your disciple. I am afraid I have bad news.
I already expected the worst. He should already have come back. He is dead, isn't he?
Yes, he is now. The epidemic took him.
Samuel steadily made donations to our cause. He would have rewarded you himself if you'd found me in that awful cemetery. Please accept this money.
Your disciple, Samuel, stole from the dead in Stonebridge Cemetery. I have proof of his crime, and proof of his death.
No! Samuel was the best of us. So devoted, so zealous. He gave all he had for the cause. He tirelessly preached the good word.
He defiled the dead with his petty thefts. That's how he financed your misguided crusade.
Think what you will. When this city is saved, he will be praised for his devoted fortitude. He walked boldly into the mouth of abomination.
Your precious Samuel used you. He was an immoral crook.
If that's true, then he will be my burden to bear during this endless night.
I think that's everything.
How is the sanitary situation?
Don't you?
I have heard enough for tonight. Goodbye.
You again? What do you want this time?
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
I need to find Frank.
Take a look. Don't be afraid. Fancy bite.
You never lose. Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
I have a feeling Frank will give me the information on these two.
I should never have taken up my father's business.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reid, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. I'm a Harry, by the way. Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Or maybe his name's not Frank, but Harry.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Dear Mr. Peterson, it is my duty to inform you of our refusal to accept your application for a job at the dockyard. I must thank you for the time you spent at our office explaining the difficulty of your situation with your ill boy and the loss of your beloved wife, but it's also my duty to point out the policy of our company which expressly reproves the employment of former criminals or convicts. Your unfortunate connections with the ill-famed Wet Boot Boys have been duly noted. These are hard times, sir, and Finch and Harper intend to reward first the candidates who pass small inquiry we like to conduct about our future employees. You have my deepest sympathy, and may God be with you and your family.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Have you any recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
Nobody dares to enter the dispensary now. Rumours say the nurse has gone mad.
Yeah, she did.
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough, like... Well, you know.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
I'm sure your father did his best when he found this house. Times are tough for everyone, young man.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reid. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Would it ease tensions with your father if he got an honest job? Because he tried, you know.
I can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped his thuggish activities, but I'm not sure it would be enough.
Why is that?
Sometimes I suspect it's me, Dr. Reid. Or it's this life. It's like I can't find my place.
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends. What happened, Harry?
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died. Or was it after my father started bullying him? I don't know.
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis about it?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety. So if I wasn't born, people wouldn't be worrying about Colossus Joe.
It's not your fault.
Do you remember when Barrett Lewis was close to your family? To your mother?
Not really. I was too young. But I remember it was a happier time. Mr. Lewis was funny. He often had dinner with us.
How was he towards you?
He was nice, I guess. He never forgot my birthday. He always offered me books. I liked books.
Why are you sad, then?
Because it hurts to remember a time when my father used to laugh and smile. It hurts to realise he's as sad as me now.
Do you need any medical help, young man?
Yes, I do. I feel so tired. I don't know if it's the epidemic, but everything seems so hard.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Alright guys, I'm going to take a quick restroom break. Feel free to chat amongst yourselves, and I will be back in just a few moments. Alright, I'm back. Yes, Derek.
I'm not gonna dab. I'll give you a hug.
Alright.
He's a good man. With a good ponytail.
Dude.
I like your ponytail.
You again? What do you want this time?
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe? You know it doesn't suit you.
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad choices, but I'm a wet boot boy now. And people won't forget it.
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life in another town.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak, and there's no way he'll endure another disappointment.
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else, whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Fancy...
You never... What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
Well, despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis. Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Sure. Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
So, may I ask you a few...
I'm not bothered.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
mean, I've looked all over that place and still can't find that necklace. God, man, the docks are just a pain in the butt to get to.
I have this thirst for blood.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer. Good evening, my.
Loretta, why do you feel so guilty about your brother?
I don't expect him to forgive me. All I can do is make amends for what I did.
By making him a crook and a criminal. What if somebody decides to make him pay for your scam?
Mason is totally capable of defending himself. Just leave us be. We're perfectly fine.
I know how guilt feels between a brother and sister. Are you sure you're not trying to ease your own remorse?
Mason wants to be useful, can you understand that? And chemistry is his passion. And the Swanborough cordial gives him a purpose in life.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough. Perhaps we'll talk again.
Best be on your way home. Did you hear me?
I'm safe here for a gentleman.
This one's a tough.
Everyone just coming in, welcome to Cool Games. Jopa, thank you for that host. And Nate, thank you for that host.
Don't you know better? You cannot win this.
What? Trying to find this stupid necklace this guy lost. Okay.
You again. What do you want?
Have you heard anything about Sean Hampton's shelter?
That bastard's become something of a holy man these days. But someone should remind him who really rules the docks.
Are you worried about the conditions in London?
I've heard rumours about some sort of militia patrolling, killing the sick. The wet boot boys are overrun.
Yogi, thank you for that host.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
Pleasure, sir. Been a while since I've seen any new faces round here.
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reid. What do you want?
Have you got any news about Sean Hampton's shelter?
As long as he keeps on helping the poor, I'll keep my boys at bay, even if he pisses them off.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
The bodies are piling up, but I'm not afraid. I'm still alive, and I intend to stay that way.
So what you got?
Can I
trade?
see what you have to sell?
As long
Hey,
as you
Godless
have
Diamond,
money,
how are you?
I'll show you all I have.
See, what are these rivets for? It's 11 p.m. and I need to wake up at 5 a.m., but I guess I'm good. Oh, I'm doing alright. Just playing some more Vampire.
Foolish girl and her pre-principles. She's got no idea who she's dealing with.
I can't beat that Doris Fletcher, so right now I'm trying to
doing this.
get XP to level up. What's that noise?
Good evening, Mr. Fishburne.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you heard anything recently about
I appreciate that.
Shelter?
I don't give a rat's ass about Shornhampton, his shelter, or any of the losers who sleep there.
Aren't you worried about the conditions here in London?
I've heard armed men have started patrolling the city, even killing the sick to stop the epidemic. Starting to like this city again.
Ronnie Man, thank you for that host.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Seymour Fishburne seems quite the irritable man, not exactly the friendly type. He confessed to me he lost the necklace he wanted to offer to his mother. If it can help the man calm down, maybe I should try to find the lost gift. Okay. See, it says it's...
Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr. Reid.
Rufus.
Heard anything about Shornhampton Shelter lately?
I heard that Mr. Hampton has been very sick, but now he's better.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation?
I never really felt safe in this town anyway. Now's the first time that everyone seems to feel the same way as me.
Is anything worrying you right now?
Gunshots. I hear them every night. Who's firing? Who are they shooting at? That's what's scary.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Yeah, see, I need to get into his place, but I can't.
It's locked.
'Cause I have this real sneaking suspicion that Rufus might have the necklace.
You should eat more, Jack. I can feel your bones these days. Don't you think Miss Fishburne is nice to us? But I always have the feeling she's hiding something. For now, you're still the only real friend I have, Jack.
Rufus' sole friend is a rat.
Good evening, Mrs. Fishburne. May I come in, please?
Of course. Dr. Reid. Please don't stay too long, sir. What can I do for you, Dr. Reid?
Do you have any news about Sean Hampton's shelter?
I just heard the sad saint keeps on helping the sick and poor. God bless his soul.
Aren't you worried about the conditions around here?
Hate everywhere. The city will not sink because of this flu. It's the violence that will finish us all.
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne. Take care of yourself. It's locked.
I'm not sure the epidemic is what worries people most these days.
Script lock off. Pretty sure there was something important in there. Pretty sure I searched this place. Try to see if there's an upstairs.
Best grow eyes in the back of that head, sir. Gentlemen are... easy targets in these parts.
Be nice if you could tell me the last place he had that necklace.
Good evening, Mr. Fishburne.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne. Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr. Reid.
How come you consider it your only friend?
I found Jack when he was a baby, alone amongst dead rats. Poisoned, probably. He was the weakest, but he survived. Just like me with my parents.
Like you and your parents?
When I was 8, my parents died in a car accident. Rumour says I didn't get a scratch.
You don't remember the accident?
No. I was little back then. It's been a blurry mess and very quiet in my head ever since.
How have you survived? Did anybody take care of you?
I don't have any family left, really. Except for the good Mrs. Fishburne. She's like my family now.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Rufus.
Good evening, Mrs. Fishburne. May I come in, please?
Of course. Dr. Reid. I can't remember the last time I had a good sleep. What can I do for you, Dr. Reid?
Goodbye,
Miss
Miss Fishburne.
Tell me about Jack.
Take care of yourself.
Or not Jack, Rufus.
I'm not sure the epidemic is what worries people most these days.
Gotta be a way into this place.
To every night a darkness, and every dawn another death.
Good evening, Mr. Fishburne.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne. I have this thirst for blood. This is a slaughterhouse.
Hey, I found it.
From Seymour to my beloved mother. Stella. Fishburne, that sneaky bastard. It's locked, all right. Good evening, Mrs. Fishburne. May I come in, please?
Of course. Dr. Reid. I can't remember the last time I had a good sleep. I've been nothing. What can I do for you, Dr. Reid?
I believe you may find this necklace of interest.
What is it? I don't understand.
It's a gift your son was hoping to give you. But I'm afraid it links him to the nearby murders.
You mean this belongs to one of his victims? Jesus. I knew this day would come. Please, Dr. Reid, accept this for your trouble and leave me be.
This day? You mean you already knew? Are you buying my silence? I will not be an accomplice in this.
What? No. No. My son's crimes distress me more than you can imagine. But I'm his mother. I love him, I do.
Your son's gone way beyond simply bullying people. He has a taste for blood, and you know it, don't you, Stella?
One night, he told me straight up, in his own words. It was several days after one of his episodes.
Did Seymour tell you everything that night?
More than I could stand. The words he used to describe his hate, his rage, how he feels when he's done it.
Why did he confess? Did you suspect something?
No. I guess he wanted his old mum to help him fight his, demons.
Tell me about these demons Seymour needs your help to fight.
Seymour used to be such a happy child. And he is still a helping
Zombie
son
Slayer,
most of
thank
the
you for that
time.
host.
But when he gets angry, he can hardly contain his rage.
All men and women are born innocent, Mrs. Fishburne. But there can be a monster within any of us.
Do you think he can be cured,
How are you doing
Doctor?
today, Zombie?
Do you think something can extinguish this rage inside my Seymour?
Science has only just begun to investigate the mysteries of the human mind. Currently, we have more assumptions than fact.
There ain't no hope then. Somehow, somewhere, my son has turned into a monster, and nothing will bring him back.
Oh, I'm doing good, zombie. How are you?
Stella, I know you are ashamed of your son's crimes. So why do you protect Seymour?
I can't report my own son, can I? Not a burden I could bear.
Burden? How do you mean?
They'd hang him for sure. I won't send my only son to his death.
Oh, it's not that one. Stella refuses to send her son Seymour to his death by denouncing him. Stella seems able to contain her son Seymour's aggressive nature. Seymour is a habitual murderer. Seymour's aggressive nature seems contained by his mother.
I'm convinced you raised Seymour the best you could. You're not responsible for what he became.
If someone ever found the courage to speak to the police, I will take my share.
Unless there's another thing. I think that's everything for her.
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne. Take care of yourself.
I can't remember. Remember the last time I had a good sleep? I've been nothing but worry.
Everyone who's just coming in, thank you for stopping by Wolfpool Gaming. We're just playing some Vampire today.
Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr. Reid.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
I think it's time we have a talk with Seymour.
Good evening, Mr. Fishburne.
Yeah.
Which question to ask first?
Tell me about your victims, Seymour. Who were they? Why them? Was there a link?
Why should there be? They just kept getting on my nerves at the worst times, that's all.
How many? How many victims?
It's not like I keep records. It happens when it happens.
This guy's just cold.
Nothing, do you? No empathy for your victims at all.
You seem pretty calm yourself, don't you?
We're not talking about me.
That right? Well, our calm's the only thing we have in common then.
Did you take pleasure in killing them, Seymour? All those people, all those lives extinguished.
I take no pleasure from it. Just gives me peace. Stills the anger. For a time.
Don't you think you should seek help? Talk to someone you trust, someone who cares about you.
No. And don't dare speak about me to your colleagues either. Keep your mouth shut tight. Especially about my mum.
I'm not scared of you.
This rage you feel, have you ever been able to control it? Resist it?
I tried. For my mum, I tried for her. Telling the truth made me feel better. For a while.
Why is your mother protecting you, Seymour?
I'm her son. She's the only one who knows me. Sometimes I think she knows me better than I know myself.
I understand you love her, but can't you see the awful situation you've put her in?
Do you think my mum would have a better life if I were dead? She seems so sad to know me sometimes.
I understand your mother's situation. Obtaining justice at the price of betraying her own flesh. It's quite a dilemma.
It might be my mum's wish that I end up swinging from a hangman's noose. But she wouldn't want to be the one who ties a knot round my neck.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne. Evening, Rufus.
You probably can't tell me anything else.
Evening, Mr. Reid.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
So love to gaze at the stars. The fog's been hiding in the place.
Welcome back, Doctor.
Have you got any recent news on Sean Hampton's shelter?
It's still there, just like the turquoise turtle. That means there is still hope, somehow.
Are you concerned about the sanitary situation?
It may surprise you, but I'm not. I've heard about the men-at-arms and the fights between gangs at night, but that's nothing new.
I wish I shared your optimism.
It's not optimism. Gangs have been fighting in this part of town since before I was born. This war will stop when enough blood has been spilled.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Perhaps I should shut the turquoise for a time.
You still working at this hour?
Have you heard anything about Sean Hampton's shelter?
I was told he caught a deadly disease but survived against all odds. Maybe he really is touched by grace.
I wouldn't call it that.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation?
Of course I am. Everywhere's deserted, houses, streets all empty. People buying guns. We hear them go off every night. It's bloody frightening.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
So few clients. What with the epidemic, no one dares go outside.
Good evening, Mr. Delaney.
What? Ah, you're that doctor.
Do you have any recent news of Sean Hampton's shelter?
I still sleep over there from time to time. A sad saint still manages the place, even if he's a little bit more reclusive since he returned.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
More contagion, more despair, more guns and more dead. More alcohol.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
I love you too, zombie.
Are they stupid or something?
I should have offered a drink to the boy. Cursed or not, he's just another lost orphan.
I cannot enter.
This is the room you meet Swansea in.
No one dares go outside.
You know, it would be nice to see each other outside the pub sometime.
This situation won't.
Don't forget to keep an eye out for this garden. Something, sweetie. My guess is they're recruiting for some vengeance.
In the meantime, the boys are waiting for our... well, for your orders, my sweet queen.
I hope the rumours about Clay are true. Otherwise...
Your blood is now mine!
This is despicable. It's locked.
Glad to see you again, Mr. Reid.
Do you have recent news of Sean Hampton's shelter? Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
There were rumors of infected people turned mad by the fever and roaming the streets, attacking everyone they see. Is it true?
As long as you stay away from the streets, you should be all right.
I hope you're right, Dr. Reid. We feel kind of left alone around here.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Dear Lord, this is my prayer for my beloved mother, Gertrude Paxton, who now awaits her daughters in heaven. Until that day, I thank you for allowing me to wake up and go through each new day in honest poverty and modesty. Please protect the good Mr. Hampton, who let us sleep in his shelter. I humbly ask you to forgive me for the resentment I feel towards my sister, Giselle, since mother died. Blessed be her soul. Thank you, God, for hearing me. Amen.
This Seymour worried me. Perhaps Sean knows something about him.
Welcome back to my humble shelter, Dr. Reid. Are you here to subdue me again?
No, Sean. I just came by to see how you are.
I feel all right. Why'd you ask?
Are you still feeding on corpses?
No. It's almost as though the blood you forced me to drink has provided me eternal satisfaction.
Would you let me listen to your chest, Sean?
No, Dr. Reid. You already forced me to drink your blood, and I thank you for that, for I feel better now. But it was quite an unpleasant experience.
It would help me greatly if you would allow me to give you a physical examination.
I said no. I'm no subject of medical examination, and I intend only to obey and to kneel before God.
How did you meet old...
When younger, I used to patrol the streets at night, searching for lost souls. This is how I met her. It took me 2 months just to get her name. Now we support each other.
You really are a saint, Sean.
Oh, no, sir, I'm not. But I know evil, and I believe goodwill and tenacity can make this world a better place.
Oh yeah, big dog?
Had you already visited their hideout in the sewers?
Just once, and very briefly. Most of them are very discreet, and they see me as an outsider, even if I protect them.
Have you seen Harriet Jones since taking her to Old Bridget?
No. She is with the sewer skulls now. I don't go downstairs.
But why did she fake her own death? There was so much blood in her room. She attacked patients, too.
I just lost her for a minute that night. When I found her, she had caused mayhem across the hospital. I slapped some sense into her, and we fled before getting caught.
What happened then?
We ran here through narrow streets and backyards. She kept saying that someone was talking to her in the dark, offering to avenge her. But I saw nobody.
What happened at the Pembroke?
I guess we recognized each other. As Scals, I mean. She had but one thought. To punish. To get revenge upon everything and everyone. I realized I had to bring her here quickly.
Oh yeah?
How are things in your shelter? Between the mortals and the immortals, I mean.
Even if we're all children of God, I've always maintained a strict frontier between the two communities.
What if food became scarce? Wouldn't the immortals in your flock be tempted to feed on the living? Wouldn't you?
The Scals can feed on the dead, Doctor. And until Judgment Day, mortals will continue dying.
What do you fear?
A few years ago, a Scal decided to pay a nocturnal visit to my sleeping customers. He got caught licking their necks in the dark. Since then, I have added a lock to the door.
How is the sanitary situation in this part of town?
I think it's acceptable. Fewer cases of sickness recently. I thank the Lord for his mercy,
Farewell, Sean. Take good care of your flock, and of yourself.
Glad to see you again, Mr. Reid.
Lottie, tell me about the death of your mother.
Giselle killed her. Plain and simple. She killed her with her daily whims, her laziness, and her complaints.
That's quite a statement. You can't kill someone because you're fickle.
Mother was very ill, but I forgave Giselle. What I couldn't stand was how she cried at her funeral like she was the one left alone.
Giselle is the only
Wolf, eat
family
that,
you
dude.
have left. Don't you think it's time you forgave her?
Sometimes words are harder to forgive than acts, Dr. Reid.
Perhaps your sister is not as tough as you are.
I know that, and I don't blame her. It just makes me sad that my own sister is the person I understand the least.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
If she's streaming today, it'll be at 12 o'clock. There she is.
It's locked, all right.
You again? What do you want?
Giselle, I know you sleep at Sean Hampton's shelter. What can you tell me about him?
He provided a roof for me.
Hey,
and my
Jothar, what's going on?
I am grateful, of course, but he gives me the creeps.
Why is that?
He's always sad, like he's about to cry. He's always asking us to get closer to God, to give ourselves to the Lord. Creepy.
Giselle, tell me about the death of your mother.
After our father died, Mother worked so hard she made herself sick. We spent all the money we had on useless drugs and doctors. It was hell.
Hell? What do you mean?
The three of us were exhausted and desperate. And when I'm desperate, I tend to get angry. And I'm hard to live with. Lottie said I killed Mother.
Your sister was suffering too. I'm sure she didn't mean what she said.
I don't want to talk about that. It was years ago. We Paxton sisters are tough. We don't apologize.
Do you have recent news of Sean Hampton's shelter?
The place is all right, I suppose. The sad saint is still the same. Except for that awful skin disease he recently got.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
Chaos is rising, Dr. Reid. This city is about to crumble.
You almost sound happy.
This world needs to die, Dr. Reid. And from the ashes, a new one will emerge with more equity and freedom.
Well, I'll leave you for now. Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Not that I'm a pansy, I want to make sure I have all the information on them first before I even consider it, so I get the most XP I can. I like pizza too. How are you doing? I love Ass 10. Well, that's good. I'm not a pansy. Oh wow. I have to make sure I download both of those. They are going big this month. Yeah, but I gotta figure out a way to get PlayStation Network after the 13th. I liked Mafia 3. I never beat it, but I enjoyed it. I'm definitely gonna download it. Yes, it is, but you have more killers to choose from, and who are they fighting?
Best be moving on.
Look for that vampire hunter that's usually around here. Yeah, Mafia 3 is a good game. Kinda awesome to hear that it's gonna be free. Yeah, they'll release it August 7th. still need to download Heavy Rain.
Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reid, can I be of any assistance? Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
Have you heard any rumors regarding Sean Hampton's shelter?
The sad saint will always be a target for vampires, but I'm keeping an eye out.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
It seems the Guard of Priwen has declared war on vampires. I'm not sure if that's a good thing, though.
Really? I thought you'd be thrilled by this news.
The Guard can be reckless. They rush into a fight without thinking. The citizens of London should not be the collateral victims.
You've never faced, let alone killed, a vampire, Ichabod. You're a fraud.
No, I'm not. I may embellish the truth concerning my achievements, but I'm totally dedicated to my quest.
You have courage, Mr. Throgmorton. Perhaps that is all one requires to face the demons.
Thank you, Dr. Reid. You'll see. One day I'll find and kill one of these monstrosities with my own 2 hands.
What? Thank you for that follow, I love ass. Welcome to the Wolfpack. Yeah, I like it. Damn it. Can't believe I messed that up. I almost want to mesmerize him. You still here, Chris? Damn, I could've got 4,000 XP. But just what I thought I said the right thing. Well, yeah, every game's gonna get some bad reviews. But like I said, I've played it before and I enjoyed it. I want to kill him. Just because I think it'd be funny and ironic.
Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reid, can I be of any assistance? Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
You've never faced, let alone...
No, I'm not.
You have courage, Mr. Throgmorton.
Thank you. Killed by a real vampire. How unexpected. Thank you, Dr. Reid. For in the end, you made me fulfill my destiny.
Damn, I went into the first stream. Yeah, I'll check that out. I've Angry Joe show. I think I follow him on YouTube. Did you see it, Chris? Can't call me a pansy anymore. I drained somebody. So automatically, now I can't get the... I drained him. The vampire hunter. If you didn't see it, it didn't happen. Oh no, you'll see it. You just have to watch the replay. The only reason I did it is because I messed up on his last skill check and made him think he could actually hunt vampires, and that was going to get him killed anyway, probably. So I figured, why not just take the XP. I almost want to go to sleep to see if his death has any consequence. Right.
Good evening, sir. I'm glad to see you safe.
I am not safe. I should never have come back here. My life is in danger. I know it.
You're much safer here than in that contaminated area.
Bullets kill people quicker than diseases and epidemics, Dr. Reid.
What can you tell me about the locals?
Most people would say that Sean Hampton and Tom Watts are good men who try to sort things out. But for me, the real boss around there was my best friend, Jack Gillingham.
Jack Gillingham?
Everyone round there knew Jack. He was a rock. A mountain even. He feared nothing.
What can you tell me about this district?
The East End
So I
Doc's
need to
only
get
knows one
in
rule.
Danny's,
Dog eats dog, and blood
Thomas's,
calls
and all
for
the
blood.
extremes today for sure.
The gang will have their revenge on me one way or another.
If you have a chance, I don't know. I know if Danny's streaming today, it'd be like 12 to 4:30, so you'll probably catch it on your next break.
Your friend Jack has something to do with you fleeing to the contaminated area where I found you. I want to know more.
Jack is dead. That's all you need to know. Dead because of me. So much violence. So much sorrow. All of that because I refused to be insulted again.
No man can predict the exact outcome of his actions. It's the curse we have to live with. We can only gamble and do what we think is best.
Perhaps you're right. The district was doomed before I was born. But I cannot stop myself thinking that Jack died for me.
Why do you say that?
After I killed that gang member, the Wet Boot Boy suspected Jack. And being loyal and all, he did not refute the accusation.
The death of your friend has affected you deeply, hasn't it?
Jack Gillingham was the real deal. He believed we could change the world if we were united and focused enough. And he brought out the best in each of us.
You're right. He died to save you. That alone gives me an idea of the kind of man he was.
He was the bravest. And no one dares to say openly that he got killed by those bastards.
Your friend's plan was audacious, if not reckless. No one stands up by themselves to a gang like the Wet Boot Boys.
How dare you say that? You never met him.
You are not going to spend the rest of your life hiding, Rodney. What are you planning to do?
Honestly, I have no idea. How am I supposed to live while so many have suffered because of me?
Only you can answer that question. But one thing is certain. Since you owe Jack your life, I think it's fair to live it in a way that would make him proud.
That's the kind of thing Jack could have said, Dr. Reid. Thank you for that. I believe you're a good guy too.
Do you have recent news of Sean Hampton's shelter?
I heard he kept on helping people. But I tried to stay away from his shelter. I don't feel safe there.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
Not really. I've spent so many days hiding to escape retaliation from the Wet Boot Boys. Now that there's so much chaos, they might forget about me.
Goodbye, Mr. Grader. Take care. Good evening, Mr. Grader.
Are you sure nobody followed you here, Dr. Reid?
$3,000 XP if I drain him.
Goodbye, Mr. Grader. Take care. Good evening, young man.
There's no need to call me that, Dr. Reid.
Have you heard anything recently concerning Sean Hampton's shelter?
He keeps investing time helping the poor and sick. Good for him. And for them.
Are you feeling worried about the sanitary situation in London?
This city is falling apart. The disease kills so many people. No one cares about anything or anyone anymore but themselves.
Show me what you have to offer then, Mr. Nightingale.
Hey, what's going on, Eagle? I'm doing good. Just, So where'd the thing go I just bought? Why can't I get... Should be able to tell who that is, but I can't for some reason.
Good evening, Miss Gillingham. May I come in?
Of course, of course.
It's locked, all right.
Everything's locked.
So, Dr. Tippets, what brings you back here? We haven't talked in quite some time.
Miss Gillingham, why did you give Martin Nightingale the watch I returned to you?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I suppose I thought he needed a watch more than I did. I have no reason to really keep track of time anymore.
But it was your son's watch, Miss Gillingham.
It was, wasn't it? I'm relieved you found it. Besides, it's more useful to him anyway.
Why don't you need to keep track of time?
I've spent my entire life marching to the tick of clocks and the ringing of bells. At my age, it's nice to finally be rid of those burdens. On my time.
Have you heard anything recently concerning Sean Hampton's shelter?
I've never heard that name before, I'm afraid.
Are you worried about the sanitation crisis in London?
Too much noise, too much shouting. It keeps me up. Is it really gunfire I'm hearing?
Goodbye, Miss Gillian.
I know I've got something that'll strike your fancy. If not...
Good evening, young man.
There's no need to call me that.
Show me what you have to offer then, Mr. Nightingale. Good evening, Miss Gillingham. May I come in?
Of course, of course.
What are you up to, Eagle?
So, Dr.
Goodbye, Miss Gillingham. Good evening, Mr. Grader.
Are you sure nobody followed you?
Are you worried about the sanitary situation?
Not really. I've spent so many days hiding to escape retaliation from the Wet Boot Boys. Now that there's so much chaos, they might forget.
Goodbye, Mr. Grader.
I could give him the
Take
watch,
care.
maybe. Guess not. if that watch has something to do with another mission, because it's not letting me. Sell it or break it. Yeah, see, it's not here. That's Jonathan's watch. There's the other two pocket watches. Oh, not a lot, Webb. How are you? Just upgrading my guy a little bit. That's not a bad deal. Where'd you pick it up for 38? I mean, I got it for free from the library. I mean, I had to return it, but... GameStop? That's not bad. Because I know brand new, the game is still like 60. Oh, because I chose this path, I can't go that route. Like, how retro are you talking? The one here doesn't know. Oh man, what else should I spend these points on? Now let's see what happens. What bad things are gonna happen? Yeah, once you get it, I believe once you get it to sanitize, it can't go down. Now the one I'm curious about is the next one. Oh, nothing really bad happened since I killed the vampire hunter, other than people got sick. That's it. Nothing bad happened. I thought something bad was gonna happen. I mean, people getting sick's not a good thing. Okay, so what cures do I need? Fatigue, 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 headache. Cold. Three fatigues, a headache, and a cold. I have everything. I don't know where it wants me to eavesdrop on her from. Right here? Really? Okay, there's gotta be somewhere else, cause Plush
Glad
wasn't,
to see you
I mean,
again,
there's
Mr.
no one
Reid.
she was talking to.
Do you need my medical attention, Miss Paxton?
I can keep going, Dr. Reid.
How long do you get to keep this game? I think it's 14 days, and then...
Of course you can, Miss Paxton.
You can keep it a little longer after that. If you keep
it
it too long, they'll bill you for it, and you just gotta take it back.
You will feel better.
Thank you, Dr. Reid. Thank you. Really.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Okay, it still wants me to eavesdrop on her, but...
You again? What do you want?
Do you need medical help, Miss Paxton?
I may, but I have no money for your scams, Doctor.
I don't charge patients. My scam is much more subtle than that, Miss Paxton.
All right, then. Yeah, thank you, Doctor. But don't think I take you for an ally of the working class.
Well, I'll leave you for now. Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Okay, I gotta find a place to eavesdrop on her at. Wait, she went back inside?
For Christ's sake, get a grip! Look at yourself!
It's quite hard to do without a mirror. Can I borrow yours? Oh wait, we don't have a house.
Yes, we're poor, but there is work to do. Honest money waiting to be earned.
I had honest work before I was fired by those fascist pigs, remember? So let me drink in peace.
You were fired for the bottle, not for your political opinions. When will you realise that?
Maybe I do drink too much. And maybe it did cost me my job. But the struggle is real, and don't you dare undermine it. You again? What do you want?
Tell me why there is such resentment between you and your sister, Lottie.
She recently fell under the sad saint's influence. Like she's an angel, and I'm the bad, drinking sister.
Why would you be the bad sister?
I'm not a bad woman, you know. I'm tough. I get things done. But I have this rage. It makes me do things.
What kind of things?
I don't know, Dr. Reid. It's like, since I can't change this world, I'd rather destroy myself before the world destroys me.
Lottie sees herself as an angel. What do you mean?
These days, Lottie feels compelled to help people and follow Sean Hampton's example. What does that make me look like?
It sounds like you may be jealous of your sister.
Of course I am. It's me who fought for our family. It's me who got fired because I led these strikes. And now I'm the bad seed, and she's the good angel.
Well, I'll leave you for now. Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Yes, Doctor?
Farewell, Sean. Take good care of your flock, and of yourself.
Glad to see you again, Mr. Reid.
Why do you and your sister Giselle have such opposing views, Lottie?
Giselle whines she lost her job due to her unionist activities, which started her drinking. Truth is, she got fired because she's an alcoholic.
And you don't share your sister's views?
On the contrary, I totally believe that workers need to unite to fight. I just disagree with Giselle's hatred for all wealth and riches.
What do you mean?
I don't believe that you were an automatic arsehole because you were born into a good family.
Perhaps your sister's addiction to alcohol is the result of her despair, but not the cause.
Perhaps you're right. But I'm tired of her playing the outraged and martyred social fighter while I earn money for both of us.
Don't you think she wants to get better?
I believe she knows her alcoholism is a worry to me. And that's another reason why she continues to drink so much.
Lottie, your sister told me you are helping Sean Hampton's charities. Why are you so discreet about it?
I am just trying to do my best. Mr. Hampton deserves our support. These are bad times. We should all help each other.
Miss Paxton, you are too modest. Perhaps it's the mark of a truly benevolent soul.
I'm no saint, believe me. But thank you, Dr. Reid. And if you really think that, just follow my example, sir.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Wrong day to do push-ups.
Alright guys, we're gonna end the stream here for today. I'd like to thank everyone that stopped by and hung out with me, and Big Dog, thank you for the bits and the host. I do appreciate it, and everyone else who hosted me, I do appreciate it. I think we will see who's on real quick. Let's see. Alright, we'll raid Running Man 37. He's another good friend of mine. He streams Dead by Daylight. I believe he just plays Killer. If you like what you see, just drop him a follow. Thank you to everyone who came by today to watch me play. I might be back on tonight, I'm not sure, but I'll definitely be back tomorrow with more Vampire. Alright, thanks guys, have a good day.